Welcome once again to another episode of the Mud Puppets.
And guess what? It's someone's birthday month.
Don't. Anyway, a nice show planned for today. We're going to be joined by YouTuber Patrick LAHIFF.
Someone's going to be 31 years old, everybody.
Told you not to do this. We have several sketches to show today. As always, our interesting banter at the desk. Would you knock it off?
Joel, come on. It's your birthday month. We got to make a big deal out of this. It's fun. It's exciting. The people out there are into it. They want to know. I mean, just for instance, what do you want for your birthday? What would you like to get?
Every time we talk about something before the show and we agree to something, like I didn't want to really make this show about my birthday.
Right.
You bring this crap up in ridiculous fashion.
I'm a known liar, okay? I'm in a 12-step program. I'm like on step 5, so it's a work in progress. That being said, what do you want for your birthday? There's got to be something.
Well, of course there's something. Jeez. Fine. If you're not going to let it go, we're going to have it out. You know me. I'm a man of simple taste.
You are.
You have to say it like that. Well, hey, back in our childhood, we loved to play Champions of the Galaxy GWF card games. So I won't lie. I'm pulling for that, so I can spend endless hours rolling dice with my imaginary wrestling federation.
Is this a further attempt to ignore your wife? Is this what you're looking for?
This is another one of those topics we agreed
we wouldn't talk about on air.
We would never talk about our wives on air, as they are just a drag on our souls.
The good part is they don't watch any of this.
No, they don't.
They have much better things to do.
So, yeah, I'm hoping for that. Actually, we're going to go. I discovered recently this really cool place. I want to get the name right. I believe it is Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum. And they've got all these great vintage arcade coin-operated machines.
Really?
Some of them sort of have horror-related elements. That's horror and not horror. Although that would be pretty sweet too, a coin-operated horror machine.
I gotta say, that dampened my excitement when you clarified that just a little bit.
My hope is not to just go here and have a zestful time on my birthday.
You're gonna be zestfully clean?
I'm hoping that perhaps the Mud Puppets could go there and do a video and perhaps even get the proprietor of this, that's the word, right? Of this fine institution to come on the show.
But will that be too zestful for the people out there to enjoy?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
You know what else I want to talk about?
What's that?
I wanted to congratulate you a bit on your first appearance on the PWL.
Yes, for those of you who watch our show, you know we've had an ongoing feud with heel fan Harper Floyd. Last time we were here in studio, he tried to break down the door and get at me. Luckily, I called the police. He was taken away, and I was able to flee to my car.
And it was unnecessary for you to call the police. And I thought you were a bit of a bully on the show. I didn't think you had to.
You know what happened? Harper Floyd was sitting in the guest chair.
Yeah.
He and I were Bubba, who hosts the PWL. He was moderating, and I thought he was very fair. I thought he called it right down the middle. And I just told Harper Floyd how it is, that he is a low-life goon, and that I'm the king of the world, baby.
I thought you piled it on. Although, I'll say this for you. You did at least you told the truth, and you said you had no interest in going to aggressive behavior. The show that where Harper Floyd challenged you.
I wasn't going to be there.
Well, I was at the show.
Yeah.
You know who else wasn't there?
Who's that?
Harper Floyd wasn't there.
That's because Harper Floyd is also a liar like I am.
Okay. Now hold on. I was gonna actually defend you here for a second.
Please.
I know I've mostly been on his side of this argument.
All right.
But Harper, my man, you threw out the challenge to Mud Puppet Ryan, and yes, Ryan and I have our differences, but dude, you threw out the challenge and you weren't there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not down with that.
Not a zestful performance on his part.
Speaking of wrestling,
yes.
We got WrestleMania coming up. You got any thoughts?
Huge wrestling fans, as everyone knows.
Yes.
I am really looking forward to Daniel Bryan fighting Triple H. That's right. I think it's going to be a fantastic match. How about you?
I'm hoping to see the same. I'm hoping that the company wakes up and that a condition of that match will be Daniel Bryan is slotted in to the main event should he defeat the COO, Triple H. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That should be pretty exciting.
Oh my God! We got breaking news coming into the studio, Ryan.
Really?
Oh wait, what's this? Oh, it pertains to the Swiss cheese pervert. Oh my God!
Oh God, he's back.
Oh yeah. Well, as it turns out, Christopher Pagano, the vaunted Swiss cheese pervert. Yes, he's vaunted now. Been rearrested, Ryan.
No.
And I know that you have some details on the case.
Well, from what I hear, this is actually another woman has come forward.
Yes.
Said that he propositioned her again with Swiss cheese.
Still with the Swiss cheese.
And he was arrested. And also of note that came out, he apparently had a few times, he approached prostitutes. And the police said that he also, when approaching the prostitutes, used the Swiss cheese on them too. So this guy, he's got a really specific wheelhouse for what gets him going. And it's a wheel of cheese.
Right. Man, Pagano. Move on, my friend. Get a different shtick. The cheese, it's doing nothing for you, brother. I mean, the only type of cheese he's going to be having himself any involvement with soon in the big house is from Munda cheese, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't get
and
that
I believe
at all.
that you do.
I really don't.
So I understand our first sketch today, what, you wouldn't tell me what this was.
It's a surprise for Joel for his birthday. As you remember, last year on a Mupdate, I made a huge deal out of your birthday, like I'm trying to do today.
I don't want to show this.
Well, guess what? We're showing it. Roll that beautiful birthday footage.
Fiddlesticks!
Come on. Come on, man. Get in here, Joel. Come on. Come on. Hey. All right. Say the thing. Come on, say it.
Hey Mud Puppeteers, Ryan and I are back with yet another Mupdate.
But it's not just any Mupdate. This is a huge Mupdate. Joel is 30 years old today. It's a huge birthday, Joel.
Yeah, I told you, I didn't want to do this.
Come on, this is fun. I decorated. Look, put on a cool party hat.
Oh, is that what that is? Because I thought it was a dunce cap. It's just your head is so gigantic, I thought it looked small in comparison.
Very funny. Got that out of your system. Listen, man. I mean, we wanted you to feel good. We want you to have a great birthday. We actually asked some of our fans out there to send in birthday wishes for you.
I know.
These are...
Oh, quality decorations you got too.
Yeah, I didn't put enough tape on that one. That's okay. Listen, Jenny sent in a great one. She says, I hope you poo blue before you reach 30.
Oh, you know what? I didn't do that. So that's another thing I failed at before I reached 30.
That's nothing. Hey, Bobby says, happy birthday to the saddest excuse for an MSB player the world has ever known. Hope it's a great one, old man. What's an MSB player?
Never mind what an MSB player is. Get that ginger snap.
Okay. Brandon says, remember when you shat in the back seat of an 85 Delta 88? Is that something that actually happened?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Okay, I was a kid.
Still a birthday memory. Hey, your wife, your lovely, lovely wife, she sent in, this is just a crude drawing of female genitals, and it says you might want to learn how to work this. So...
You know what? I don't hear any more of these. Those aren't birthday wishes. Those are insults. This is ridiculous.
What's wrong, man? Come on.
I gotta turn 30. I'm depressed, okay?
What are you depressed about? I turned 30 last year, and things are going great for me.
Yeah, you turned 30. What's going so great for you? You told me you got diabetes last year.
Yeah, a lot of things are happening in my life.
Oh my God.
That's not... Alright, Grumpy Puss, I got something else for you. This might save the day. I made you a birthday cake.
I'm not hungry.
Come, have a bite.
I don't want a bite.
Eat the cake.
Look, I don't want the cake.
Just eat the cake.
No, I don't want the cake.
Eat the
Now, look,
cake.
you eat the cake, Fatty Lumpkins. You obviously want it.
You know what, man? You're being a real ass. You know it? Enjoy that, fruit booty.
I'm gonna go get drunk.
Joel,
what do you want?
I can't let good cake like that go to waste. Come here.
What the? blow my brains out.
Wanna get muddy? Visit mudpuppets.com today!
Well, thanks, Rye. I was happy to relive that particular bit of embarrassment once again.
You're welcome.
But no more time to waste. We are joined by a guest. Today we have with us a friend of mine, Mr. Patrick LAHIFF. He is a YouTuber, and as you can see, quite the dapper dresser.
Yes,
I mean, Ryan, have you ever seen such a, I'm just going to say it quite frankly, such a well put together and beautiful man?
Well, thank you.
Not in person, in magazines, in television.
What magazines are you looking at?
Well, the kind I keep hidden from my wife.
Pat, apparently someone misinformed you today. He thought he was going to a GQ shoot. He's coming to the Mud Puppet show. This is about as dressed up as we get.
This is about it.
Jeans and polos.
This is our top level.
All right, let's get to it.
All right.
So, Pat, you recently took part in the Polar Plunge.
I did.
All right, and I've heard of these before. Why don't you go ahead and explain to everybody what exactly a Polar Plunge entails?
So the Polar Plunge is basically around Michigan and Chicago, places kind of around the Great Lakes. You just jump into cold water for charity. The money, so you get people to pledge for you. So I raised money, people gave me donations. Then that money goes to Special Olympics of Michigan. And then in return for them giving money, you have to jump into cold water. So we jumped in at Milliken State Park, which was quite nippy, to say the least.
Yeah, and this terrible winter we have had here in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yes.
It seems like it takes a certain amount of insanity to agree to jump. What was it like?
It was, the actual water wasn't bad. Well, first, because they had a big dock with a ramp down, they cut slabs out of the ice because it was frozen over, so they were like maybe 3 feet thick. So they cut kind of a hole, 2 holes to jump in. Going into the water wasn't bad. We went in, me and about 6 of my friends went in just Speedos, that's it. So we were standing out there. Now the problem with this theory of, oh, this is going to be fun, we'll jump in Speedos, is that there's this big long line of people you have to wait your turn to jump in. So we're standing out on this ice-covered dock in bare feet, waiting to jump in the water for like, I don't know, a half hour. So by the time we get to the front of the line, it's like the water feels warm once you go in. Yeah. And then once you get out, you have to run literally across the street. Like, it's not like, oh, there's a little changing tent. Like, you get up, you run all the way back up the dock, you cross whatever that is by the Rents End, and then there's tents on the other side of the street.
And what was the temperature on the day that you did this? Do you know?
It was the water temperature was like right around freezing. It was like 30 or 31. It was okay. The only saving grace was it wasn't windy. Everybody would have just died if it was windy. But it was it was, I think, in the teens, the air temperature. So it was it was very cold.
So you had to pay essentially.
Yes.
For the
privilege
of jumping into freezing cold water.
But you know what? A good cause. So I got to give you props on that.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing to do.
Yes. Was there any sort of special preparation you did for this?
Nope.
No sort of preparation. I gotta ask. What was the end result to little Patrick?
Oh, very little Patrick.
How long did it take to recover from such a thing?
It was an all-day endeavor. It was a lot of warm baths.
I would imagine so. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad you survived it. Let's move on to the YouTube channel. You're a big movie buff.
Yes.
You have a YouTube channel, Pat's Movie Reviews, where you do movie reviews. Tell us a little bit how you started that. What was the inspiration for that?
So I know of people that don't do this, movie-going friends of mine, but I'm big on reading reviews before I go see the movie. And 2 of the reviewers who I really agree with are both YouTube reviewers, and they sort of same format, you know, about 4 or 5 minutes a movie, kind of quick fire. Here's the bullet points. Here's what we liked, didn't like. And I thought, that's great, but I can do that. And then all of my friends who keep asking me about movies can just go on my channel once I've built up enough, and then I don't have to be bothered.
Right, they're annoying you.
running through the same spiel every time somebody texts me. So yeah.
All right, so you've done several videos. What's your end goal? Is this something you're hoping to? Are you hoping to become a big YouTube star with this?
I wouldn't be mad if that happened. More, it's fun. I like learning about new stuff. So I've gotten into the video editing. I like kind of reading about that and stuff like that. And it's an excuse to, now I have to go see movies, where before I usually go see a movie every Friday because that's kind of the typical release is Thursday at midnight into the weekend. Now it's kind of like, oh, well, I haven't done a review in a couple weeks. I have to go see this, so it helps me build them into my schedule a little bit better.
What I know it's you just started this recently, but what sort of reaction have you had so far? Because I know once we started the Mud Puppets, there was quite a reaction. It wasn't always a good one.
Yeah.
Most people liked it. But you know, once you start doing something, literally everyone's a critic, which is ironic because I'm critiquing movies. So, other than people kind of, you should do this and do that, or I'd like to see this movie or that movie, it's been pretty positive.
All right, so you watch all these movies. You have a favorite genre?
Not a favorite genre. My favorite movie of all time, though, is Top Gun. I know, interesting choice, right? So let me elaborate.
Go ahead.
So that was like the first movie. I saw that when maybe it was like 3 or 4 at my uncle's house, and then like I got it on VHS. So I actually wore out like a VHS tape of it, and it was like the first movie that like I knew all the lines to, and I loved it, knew it by heart, and then that sort of got me involved in more movies. So that was like, it's an entertaining movie, not the greatest movie, but it got me into movies, so I respect it for that.
So the nostalgia factor plays a big.
Exactly. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Cool.
Now, let's say the Mud Puppets were to make a feature-length film.
Okay, interesting.
Hypothetically, how would you review this? What would your review be?
Oh, that's interesting. Well, obviously I'd have to see it before I could speak on it, but I have a feeling it would be pretty good.
Pretty good, he says.
Pretty good.
I think he's being generous. So when he jumped in that cold water, something happened to him.
All right, last question about the movies. You watch all these movies, you've got to have a favorite leading lady. Let's say, once you had revived Little Patrick, that you wouldn't mind getting acquainted with. Who would it be?
Ooh.
Only one.
Only one. Ooh, that is tough. Ooh. For some reason, Jennifer Aniston popped into my head when you said that, so I'm not going to overthink it.
Nothing wrong with Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer
I mean, we could go by eras. I mean, the dance, I have...
Early Friends era, Jennifer Aniston.
Sure.
Oh, with the Rachel cut?
Yes.
My goodness.
Very nice. Very nice.
I spent some time on that.
I'm sure that you did. And she came out much the worse for it.
Wow.
Let's talk a little bit about, I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you know this, Ryan. In fact, you probably don't because I haven't told you.
Oh, good.
Pat here, he doesn't just dress nice. The man was actually given an award. You were, was it Mr. Dearborn or Mr. UMD?
Oh, Mr. UMD, yeah, Mr. UMD.
Oh,
Dearborn.
really?
Mr. UMD?
That's a prestigious honor.
So how'd that come about?
Well, one of the sororities at school puts on a male beauty pageant every year. In fact, this is the first year they're not doing it. So technically,
you killed it.
I'm forever Mr. UMD.
Wow.
So
he won it and retired.
There you go. It's a charity event, so they get sponsors to donate stuff, and there's raffles. But the main part is the male beauty pageant. And there was 5 rounds. There's like an intro, a swimsuit, a talent, a formal, and then a question. So I wore Speedo for this swimsuit, and after that it was kind of just don't screw this up coasting in. So
again with the Speedo.
Yeah.
Now are these the fabled tasseled loafers you once told me about?
It was
mocking?
too cold. I thought about wearing them, but I tell you, they're just so comfortable. They just class up any outfit. Shorts and a t-shirt and tassel loafers, boom, get in.
If you were going to make over us, how would you go about such a monumental feat?
Woo.
Wow, the intake of breath there.
Yes, that was long.
Yeah.
Now, I'll admit, Pat, I at most times am carrying, like 10 to 350 extra pounds. How would you go about, is there a trick that I could use?
There is. I'd say the most important thing, I'm obviously very short, so, it pains me to say it, but I can still shop in the children's section if I need to. Oh, yeah. I tell you.
You know who else does that? Mr. Christopher Pagano,
There
the
you go.
Swiss cheese pervert.
There you go. I'm right on the path.
All right. We have to move along to our quiz. We're not actually going to make you answer that. We know that there's no hope for some people.
There's nothing I can do.
Explain our quiz, Ryan.
Our quiz is very simple. You're a movie guy. I have 5 movie titles. What you have to tell me, is this a mainstream movie or a pornographic film?
Interesting. Okay.
If you get more right than you get wrong, show him his prizes, Joel.
You get theater-style box of Mike and Ike.
Yeah.
Okay?
Big time.
Get a question right, you'll hear this. Get it wrong, you will hear this.
All right. First one. Dangerous when wet.
I'm going to say porno.
That's a mainstream movie.
Oh.
Number 2. Below the belt.
Mainstream.
That's a pornographic.
Come on, Pat!
I was going with the boxing genre.
You got to run the table
run
now.
the table here, but I have faith. Stroker Ace.
Porno.
That's a mainstream.
Come on!
Now, just for fun, we're gonna go with these last.
Will he match Tim's 0-5?
I hope not. I think Pat. I have faith. You're gonna get these. In and Out.
Porno.
It's a mainstream
Damn.
movie. Will he run the table the opposite way? Spirit of 70 Sex. Spirit of 70 Sex.
That's got to be a porno.
That's a porno. Ended on a high note.
There we go.
Maybe we'll give him a few or something.
Yeah. We'll give you a mic, but no light.
All right, so now we are going to see, we're of course in the season of March Madness, and last
right.
year we did a sketch about that. Now, I'm not a huge college basketball fan, as you'll see in the sketch. Pat, you got a pick for this year's NCAA tournament?
Gotta go with Michigan.
They won the big, well, yeah, Mr. UMD.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. I think that's actually
I was going to
a pretty
say
good
Michigan,
pick.
but since Pat picked them, I'm just going to go with another big prominent school. Duke? Sure.
Duke's
Let's go
always
with
a
Duke.
good team. Louisville's always got a good team. I'm going to go with Michigan, too, though. I think Michigan's got
What a
it this year.
cop-out. What a cop-out.
I'm sorry.
Let's go on to that sketch, and we come back. We'll, you have some other stupid thing you wanted to do, right?
We got a big birthday surprise for this guy.
Thanks.
Just wait.
We'll be back.
How about a big greasy?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good, good. Hey, I mean, thanks again for getting me a job here.
Hey, no problem, man. It's great having my best friend work in the same office. Hey, the reason I stopped by, do you remember when I asked you to fill out a March Madness bracket?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said you were a hockey guy and not really into it. And I said everyone here does it, and it's kind of a big deal. And that our supervisor, Mr. Tutwiler, is in charge of it, and he really, really gets into it.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Well, here's the thing. I saw the bracket you filled out and dropped on Mr. Tutwiler's desk, and I snagged it before he could see it. Are you sure this is the bracket you want to turn in?
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? Well, let's just start with your final four picks. You have the Le Cordon Bleu School of Culinary Arts.
I like their chances.
You have, and I quote, the school from School of Rock.
Jack Black is going to inspire them to go all the way and achieve their dreams.
Out of the Midwest, you have the Spungos. There's no team called the Spungos.
Pretty sure there is.
And your last pick is Professor Xavier's School for Gifted Children. And in parentheses, you put X-Men School.
Hey, don't hate on them. If they can overcome people's prejudices against mutants, I think they've got a real shot.
Dude, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop a blank bracket on your desk. You're going to fill it out with real teams and give it to me. Then I'll turn it in to Mr. Tutwiler. Cool?
Fine, whatever.
Really?
What?
This is what? You left it blank, other than a huge anarchy symbol and writing in Mr. Tutwiler can eat my balls as the winner. Thank God you turned this into me and not him.
Oh, yeah, I actually turned one into him too.
Dear God. Oh yeah, baby! Mr. Tutwiler can eat my balls is going all the way! It's a Cinderella story, baby!
Cinderella! Mr. Tutwiler can suke my balls!
Wanna get muddy? Visit mudpuppets.com today!
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Mud Puppets. As always, you can check us out on, email us, themudpuppets@gmail, our website, mudpuppets.com. And of course, we have Facebook. You can like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. It's where we have all of our videos. And occasionally we make posts at WordPress. We do have a sketch coming up about a genie. Genie out of a gravy boat, so that should be interesting. And of course, you can always follow us on Twitter at MudPuppetJoel and at MudPuppetRyan. And of course, our guest, Patrick LAHIFF, on YouTube, Pat's Movie Reviews. You know, Pat, there was one more thing I wanted to ask you. You know, your pretty boy good looks were once put in jeopardy. You know, Pat and I played softball together, and there was
true.
There was an unfortunate event. Pat got hit in the face with a softball, fly ball. Dave, you can fire up that picture, my friend. Pat, if you'd like to take one more look, you can actually see the stitching in the man's head on top of the lump. I thought he was knocked out. Pat, how did that feel?
Well, thankfully, my mother always said I was thick-skulled, so
He
wasn't too bad, yeah.
So check out Pat's channel. Check out our channel. I don't know where Ryan went.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
All right, don't touch me.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I'm not the president.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
Oh, happy birthday, buddy.
You guys are all a bunch of jackasses. We'll see you next time.